We share the space, but everyone has put in a lot of time and effort to make it a very welcoming space. It's our space, but it's also very much like a community space. So the coffee program was here before we were. Um, and then once we came in, it kind of just worked out. Our space is a shared kitchen space, but we have like a community library. We have a small pantry, like a dried goods pantry. So the space itself kind of just allowed for us to like give back to the community. I feel like the community has always shown up for us, and we wouldn't still be open if it wasn't for them. My name is Anna, and I'm co-owner of Macheen. So we're Guatemalan, and when my mom was immigrating to the U.S., she got caught, and then she was deported back to Mexico, and so she had to be there for about a year or so. And the family that she was living with, she had to learn how to cook Mexican food. That was like her job, I guess. So growing up, we got to have both types of cuisine, like both Mexican and Guatemalan food. And so my mom makes really good enchiladas. And that was one of the things that we like requested the most. So my mom would be like, all right, like if that's what you guys want to eat, like you guys have to come in and help me out. So we're siblings. We're used to like, right, we have like a little spat or whatever, and then you don't talk for a few hours, and then you're just like, all right, whatever, let's go have lunch and it's over. Um, but you can't do that if you're working together. You can't be like, oh, well, I'm upset. I'm not going to talk to you for a few hours. Like, you still have to communicate. Um, so we've gotten better at like communicating and making sure like that small disagreements don't turn into like bigger things. The longaniza is a Filipino style pork sausage. Um, I don't know that a lot of people have had longaniza. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. We grew up in like the Compton area, and then when I was like 15, we moved over to Carson, and so from 15 till now, like that's kind of where we've lived. The area that we live in, there's a lot of Filipino families in the area, and so we would get invited to like the neighbors' barbecue or their dinner. Um, we tried Filipino food, and longanita was one of the things that we really liked. For a long time, I couldn't really eat egg because we ate a lot of like huevo with something. So huevo con salchicha, huevo con tortilla, huevo con just huevo. I still don't really like egg as much now. I'll crave it sometimes, but I think I had enough egg for a lifetime, so I don't eat it as often. Growing up, my mom, specifically my family, they used food as a way to show like love and affection and care, right? Like I feel like we use food to like celebrate things like accomplishments, weddings, milestones. And then you also use food to show somebody that you care about them. So like, when you're mourning, people bring food and they're like, hey, like I feel for your loss. Let me nourish you. Let me make sure that you're still being taken care of. So that's how we grew up. That's how food has always been used in my family. Well, hopefully in 5 years I'm still here. I'm like, so many good restaurants have closed down recently that it's kind of hard. um, so hopefully we're still here. I think I want it to be something like like a place where you bring like your family or close friends, or like when people visit you from out of town and you're like, well, I have to show you this one place, like this gem.